Alright, hello and welcome back to Ashgabat Cats, and let's play that. Today we're taking a look at Lightning Force. Alright, I meant it was Lightning Fighters, not to be confused with Lightning Force, Lightning Force, or Lightning Forces. Alright, so already the intro is letting us... Whoa. Two start screens. This is getting out of hand. So, A button is shoot. B button is... C button is... D button is... A button is... There's no... Huh. So A button is shoot, and there's nothing more, nothing less. Oh, that's interesting. So there are ground targets, and we can shoot them. Now that sounds kind of basic. It's like, oh gee, that's shoot 'em up 101. But here's the thing. Usually shoot 'em ups have like a separate bombing attack for ground units, or at least, well, okay, so Wherein kind of popularized this form of shoot 'em up, and that game kind of notably had a separate attack for ground-based targets. And also Aero Fighters kind of followed the tradition. And so this game seems to be, honestly, I have no idea where it fits in the time frame. So, I mean, take your guesses to whether this inspired it or was inspired by, but it doesn't do it at any rate. Which is, well, it's kind of weird how genre convention, like certain games kind of set genre conventions, and then if another game comes in and doesn't actually do it, it feels very weird. Even though, if you think about it, like, video games, there's no real reason why you can't hit land targets with air targets. I mean, it sort of mixes up the gameplay a little bit, because as you can see, it's like I'm just bobbing and weaving and just pressing A. Like, that's kind of it. Also, another thing you can see is that it's not really doing that much. I mean, yeah, there are enemies, and they do shoot at us, but they're very relaxed about this. This game feels almost like real life in a way. Like video game life, it's like, no, you're getting ambushed by anything and everything. But this, it's like, it's almost peaceful. It's relaxing, it's zen. It doesn't, well, oh geez. I hope it kind of seems like it. Like, nothing really matters and you just kinda sit around and just play the game. Like Aero Fighters, you have to like really focus and like make sure you don't die. But this game, it's like, no, you're not gonna die unless you do something silly, so no need to pay attention. Just kind of peace out and play a game. And that's kind of nice sometimes. Now, I really hope this lets you continue where you left off, because that is, okay, good. Okay, good. Because I would say, this would not be a very peaceful game at all if it did not let you continue where you ended off. Now, we are already getting our first hint of difficulty, so I mean, obviously I'm not naive enough to believe that the whole game will be this easy. And the first bit of difficulty we're getting is that if you look at where the checkpoint was, it is far, far, far from the boss. Like, we have to make it to that little section. And I mean, granted, that section is not terribly difficult, but a game can make it just so easy. Well, one of the things that can make a boss really difficult is if it's a sudden tone shift from what came before. So think about this earlier section. We're kind of like bobbing and we're weaving and we're going left and right. You kind of have to, because you don't want to do a crossback over these diagonal shots. But then when you get to the boss, like, you have to do a very concerted left-right with, like, essentially no bobs, no weaves, because they've got that spread shot, which will, like, just catch you if you're not paying attention. So essentially, you just have to go safe place to safe place, and the safest pattern is to go left to right. It's strange how that works, but you essentially want to just let the shots disperse, and then you can handle it. But what kind of makes this so difficult is that it comes right after a section where you had to do essentially the opposite. So that's pretty tricky. Oh, I apologize if you have seizures from flashing lights. Hopefully you did not just have one. And just like that, we are in stage 2. No transition, no nothing. This game doesn't really feel the need. What were those things just kind of falling off the waterfall? Was that important? Is this... Can they kill you? They're just hanging out. That's kind of weird. Like, it is kind of weird. These sort of like semi-real life based shoot 'em ups. Like essentially every enemy is there to attack you, and it's kind of weird. Like every sprite on screen is either like completely background or some sort of enemy that will inevitably try to destroy you. And so to have like a mysterious little enemy like that just kind of just hanging out, just having fun, like that's weird. That's really weird. And I mean, I'm just trying to get a sense for like what this game is, what it's about. And honestly, I think this is just the cozy Sunday afternoon drive of shoot 'em up video games. Like, there's no, like, I'm not gonna say it's easy, I'm not gonna say there's no difficulty, but like, it's not actively trying to mess up your day, you know? Like, it's just kind of content to just hang out. It's like, okay, I got me a shoot 'em up. You want to play? Sure, yeah. All right, let's play some shoot 'em up. And you're just like dun 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 dun. There's no like white knuckle action. There's no tension. And actually, this boss's pattern, like, I mean, the key is, of course, being able to cross back. As you saw, I kind of got trapped because I couldn't cross back anymore, and that, well, that's not how you're gonna win a game. But for the most part, there's no special moves, there's no special fancy scoring mechanics like a cave game. It's just pure shoot 'em. There's one button. Now maybe you have to go a little intense and take that guy. Well, actually, so I noticed that the checkpoints are spaced a little bit further back, but it gives an interesting feel because then it's kind of like a puzzle almost. It like forces you to go back to that section. Like, it really makes sure that you understand what you're doing before you can get onto the next section. But like once you do, it's perfectly content to like let you go past. And like each puzzle has a solution. Like once you figure it out, it's not gonna like hit you over the head and be like, no, I demand more quarters. It's just like, okay, good job, you're an ace. And then it just lets you go on. Oh wow, that is harsh. That is harsh. So we have to deal with this again. Well, now that I found out the secret, it's not so hard, it's more just... Okay, it's not so hard, it's just a matter of, like, applying what I've learned. Man, this game... Like, say what you will, but it is slow-paced. And I mean, it's kind of nice, because it helps with the difficulty, but man, oh man, if you die, you are gonna see the whole thing over again, even if you want to just make it to the boss, so you can at least die to the boss, rather than, like, the prelude. But, no, it's gonna keep on going. Alright, now it's time for the boss, but as you see, you just have to bait the bot. Well, the hitbox is a little bit big for kind of a game. Well, okay, a game of this era, the hitbox is not big at all. But in terms of like actually getting things done, hitbox is a little bit big, and it's kind of especially painful because the shots move so slow, so it's like you're gonna see it coming, you just have to position so intelligently. Yeah, that is kind of a weird thing. Like, in this game, your positioning really matters. Like, you have to have foresight, and you have to kind of think about where you can put your plane and where is it gonna fit. Whereas, like, you play a lot of the bullet hell shooters, and that's like, it's almost recognizing patterns in reflexes. But like, the size of your ship is essentially nothing. Like, see, I tried to kind of pretend like it's Doranpachi or something and just try to force myself into like a spot that my plane just straight up will not fit. Whereas this game, it's kind of like, it's just telling me, it's like, hey, you need to approach that pattern more intelligently. Let's have another go. And it's like, I appreciate that laid-back tone, and I appreciate that almost teacherly vibe. It's just, well, sometimes I just want to get in and shoot a bunch of stuff and see a bunch of explosions on the screen. It's not necessarily a knock on this game, it's just different strokes for different folks, you know? Alright, so we are again at the boss. Place your bets. You think it's gonna happen? I'm from the present, so I don't know. Well, okay, now I know. But maybe next time I'll get it. I gotta say though, like, this is a really solid shooter if, like, even... Please continue. How polite. I mean, it knows. It's like, it knows that it's like, it's all about being polite. And it's all about asking nicely. It's like, please continue. It's like, you know, I think I will. These developers could really use like a nice charitable donation. And it's really weird because like, the game itself feels nice, but I've already sunk like, what, 5-ish credits on this game already? And it's only been like 10 minutes? Maybe it's been half an hour. Maybe time just flies with this game. But like, it's so nice that like, it kind of, well actually I wasn't paying attention, I just died there, but it's so nice. It kind of sneaks everything in though. Like, you wouldn't think it, but like, this game kind of has a heart of iron underneath all of this stuff. Jeez. And yet, I want to play again. I just want to put in more quarters. Doesn't even matter. It's just so laid back. It's a nice, relaxing game. It's kind of like a video game reduced down to its like rawest form. Like, have you ever seen Cars? Well, yes, the transformation, the automobile. But like, what they do is they put like a giant metal cover over, well, the underside. And so this game is like, hey, what if we didn't really put anything on the top? Let's just leave pure video game underneath. And it's like, well, this is what you get. You get a game that, I mean, it kicks your butt, but it's just so nice about it, and it feels so incredibly fair. Because it's like, that boss, it's like, I know deep down, it's like, I can beat that boss. I've fought against it a few times, I've done rather well, if I say so myself, on certain attempts. And it's like, I can do it. I know I can do it. I'm just gonna keep on putting in quarters until I prove, for real, for once and for all, that I can, in fact, beat that boss. And like, I have no qualms about this setup. Like, I've got the quarters, you've got the challenge. Let's make a date. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so tricky. And yet, here I am. Attempt number, frankly, I've lost count at this point. I don't really care. And that's really the state you want to be in. It's just this state of flow. You were just like, you don't even know how many quarters you have left. In fact, if you're a kid, I mean, you've got 20 quarters to start out with. Your parents probably gave you like $5, let's say. And so, you come to this game right away. It's like, you've got plenty of money. You can spend, wow, to the boss already? I mean, obviously I'm not being facetious about zoning out, but, and there were no bombs. There's no secrets, no gimmicks. It's just, can you do it? It almost reminds me of playing Mega Man with like Buster only. And it's like, most people would never do it, because like, as soon as they see the other weapons, they're like, oh my god, this power. And it sort of trivializes some Robot Masters. But if you come in Buster only, like, you have to fundamentally understand the mechanics just on such a deep level. And that's what allows you to do well. And this game, it's like, there's no gimmicks, there's no tricks, there's no elemental attacks against these Robot Masters. It's just dodge, they're gonna shoot at you, you have to dodge. You shoot back, but that's just pressing A. And it's, I don't know that there's much more for me to say. Which is not a good state of affairs if I really want to get through that boss. But I don't know, I think I'm feeling it. I think I'll be quiet and I'll make through the boss. But you saw that, like, he did kind of trap me. Like, there was nothing I could do. It just completely trapped me. And that is one unfortunate flaw with this game. Like, you do need to think ahead, you do need to think about positioning, and you do need to make sure that all works out. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I really like this game, and I really want to keep on trying. I realize this is gonna be a little boring seeing attempt after attempt after attempt, so let's just fast forward until it works out. And you'll see how many times it takes. I mean, obviously I'm in the present, I don't know how many times it'll take, but it's probably gonna be a lot. almost managed to dodge through them. Almost. Oh, I just made a discovery. You can pick up weapons. Well, I mean, you can pick up bombs. So, unfortunately, that won't help me this round, but maybe next time. Oh, never mind. There's hope. There's hope. Oh, that cheap son of a gun. Alright, so those of you who've been watching might be wondering why, after learning that I had a bomb, that I've never used it. That's because when I mentioned playing Mega Man Buster only, that's kind of the way I like to play Mega Man. I don't know, I like to make it like a personal one-on-one challenge like that, where it's like, if I beat that boss, it's because I am master of the game system. It's not because I managed to exploit something. But it's been like, I can't even count anymore a number of attempts, so... Alright, let's see what this weapon does against this boss. Almost thought I could get away without using it, because sort of just knowing I had an ace in the hole was kind of enough, but now sometimes you actually have to use your ace in the hole too. And more unfortunate is that the enemies haven't stopped. They keep on going. Now, these patterns are not so bad. It's mostly the boss that causes problems, but this is, well, that's pretty rough. I guess that wasn't even the boss. Well, I mean, I did get stuck on that one sub-boss once. You ever played Yellow Devil? He is a pain. If this is the boss though, I'm gonna be fairly disappointed. Well, I was doing pretty good. Well, but though, it's an interesting mechanic to have the player kind of earn their own bombs. Like, so many shoot-em-ups in, I guess, the time period give players kind of bombs to start out with. And I mean, again, with it is sort of an implicit level of, like, there's some unfairness to all this. So here are some bombs so you don't complain too much. But this game, it's like, is kind of balanced where we know there's no unfairness. You might claim it, but that's because you suck. So all you gotta do is just play better. And okay, if you do well enough, if you're bad but you do well enough to pick up a bomb, then okay, we'll let you use a bomb. But like, for the most part, no. You're gonna have to get through this game on your own merit. Oh, I was gonna say that was a pretty easy pattern to dodge, but almost. A little disappointed I didn't pick up a bomb though. Oh, did you hear that? I was using my bomb! Oh, that delay is killer. Okay, that is blatantly unfair. You can apparently get hit while you use a bomb, but not the lightning sword bomb, no, the dragon bomb. Oh, great. Okay, there we go. Lightning sword bomb, aka invincibility. Okay, I'm feeling good about this. Let's give it a go. So, fun fact, you have to wait for your first bomb to finish before you can use your second bomb. Even if your second bomb would make you invincible and make you not die. So as you saw, we made it through that stage. And if I had done some creative editing, done a few cut edits, then it would have looked like this was a 1 credit run. It's not. It's not in any way, shape, or form. But this game, though, is still pretty good. You know, I'm almost willing to see what it's like all the way to the end. Ah, okay. So earlier on I mentioned that enemy type that seemed to be doing absolutely nothing, just kind of hanging around. It's like, why'd they even include you? Now I know exactly why they included me. Is that a power-up or an enemy? I can't shoot it, so it's probably a power-up, but I don't trust these developers. Oh, baby. We have options. Oh my god, this game just escalates so nicely. Like, it starts out, it's like, oh man, this is gonna be a sleepy time, snory fest. It's gonna be a sleepy time, snore fest, easy shoot 'em up. And then, oh my gosh, you get to the first boss and it's like, first boss is not impossible, but you do have to learn the rule. It's like, use bombs. There's no secret, there's no fanfare, it's just use bombs. That's it. You gotta do it. And then you get to that second boss and it's like, even if you use bombs, you still have to be a little safe. And now, I don't even know if this counts as a boss. Saw that though, because like, they weren't firing at me when I approached that power-up, but then when I got there, they all shot me at once. That is kind of a mean gameplay element. Oh, I should have started on this left one. And then I could cross over here, laser sword. It's like a puzzle. You just gotta think about how you can beat it. And I appreciate that. I mean, yeah, you have to have some skills to like be able to implement your plan, but I mean, for the most part, that's just kind of shoot 'em up reflex. And if you played any other shoot 'em up, then you can kind of handle that part. But the thinking part, and not many other shoot 'em ups really force you to think and like come up with plans. Well, then again, I don't know, maybe bullet hell shoot 'em ups actually kind of do that thing. Because I mean, the other thing is, it's like I've never made it that far in any of those bullet hell shoot 'em ups. Well, because it's always such a bother to input more credits and try again to 1 credit clear. Oh, okay, good. The checkpoint is relatively close. I was gonna... This game and its punishing checkpoints, I wouldn't be surprised if it sent me before those 2 little stealth bombers. You never know. You never know. Okay. Ay, 1 pixel to the right, too many. That's probably a lie, but it's a lie I'll keep telling myself to sleep at night. Oh man, you see, they know that you like your bombs. And I don't like them, but I live with them. And so what they do is they put it on that abandoned little island and make everything come at it. Wow. Man, I always hated these like attack patterns where like sometimes it's almost best not to react. But like, I'm playing a shoot 'em up game, I like my arcade games, I'm all about the reflexes, that's all I do. Oh my gosh. That wasn't even that hard to dodge, you just had to think and be smart about it. Oh cripes, oh cripes. Well, this is a little tough, and you do have to still be smart about it. Oh, okay. Now, let me know how this isn't as easy as I think it is. Not so bad. Okay. Oh, I was gonna cede to the bombs. Alright. Unfortunately, I think it's fast forward time. Yeah, definitely fast forward time. Alright, it was just a puzzle. You just had to think about when you can use your bomb for the most impact. And, well, that's how you beat that boss. I'm a little bit afraid to see what comes next, but I mean, the difficulty escalates so smoothly that I kind of feel like I'll be able to handle it. The only thing I have to worry about now is, well, do I have enough recording space for all of this? I assume I do, you know, but... It's kind of interesting because this is an entirely new enemy type, like those ships. Now, I mean, yeah, there have been stationary targets before, but their firing patterns haven't really filled the screen up like this before. And so, I'm not entirely sure... Oh! Well, I think I know how I'm gonna beat them. I get past the checkpoint. Sometimes, you don't earn the victories, but you receive them anyway. But hey, I've put in like, I don't know, $5 in this game already? Just let me have a victory or two. Just let me have a victory. Alright, here we go. Oh, there are more of them. Yeah, because if you remember, what was it, like episode 3 or whatever? Then like, they had those guys hanging around, and like, they were pretty much on their own. Well, there was just one of them, so it wasn't so bad. But now that there were 3, now, the game was strangely nice and gave you a bomb right before, but how much you want to bet that this is a trap? Well, it's a trap I think you're going to have to fall into, but I'm pretty sure there's a big boss right after this. Like, there has to be. There's no way they'd be that nice. Didn't quite kill them. Okay, there we go. Well, your trap's not gonna get to me. Is that a boss I smell? Is that a boss I smell? I don't think so. But it might just be stinky from garbage. Oh, that's trash. That's real trash. Makes me wish I hadn't used my power-up, but I know I couldn't have gotten to here without it. Oh my god. Well, at least I'm past the double stealth bombers. I don't know that I deserve it after using the power-up. Well, okay, so upon thinking about it, like, there was no trap, there was no trick. This game just wants you to use bombs. And it... Now, I see why this game forces you to earn the bombs, because the bombs... Oh, that was pretty tough. But, like, the bombs are essentially your ticket for defeating a boss. I mean, yeah, you have to know when to use it, and you have to use it properly, but, like, for the most part, that's fine. It's just... Oh, man. Well, it's tough because it's not giving me a power-up for it. But yeah, usually there's a hidden bomb you have to, like, kind of work your way to, and then you can get through that, I think. Well, is there? Well, that was sudden. I didn't expect that. At least now I know what happens to my recorder if it runs out of space. It just stops recording. But it does save what it has so far, which is very, very good. I'm thankful that it does that. But unfortunately, you don't quite get to see the last 5 or so minutes of Lightning Fighters. Now, to be fair, you didn't really miss anything. I just kind of got to the final boss that I gave up on. I was just having so much fun, I didn't pay attention to any sort of storage constraints. So, just kind of imagine in your head me fighting a boss like 5 more times, not beating it, not getting anywhere. And that's about exactly what happened. And so, well, I guess that's about all I can say about that. But I mean, Lightning Forces was like a game that was just so good. It made me want to play like far more than evidently my storage space says I should have. And like, honestly, it's a very focused game. It's kind of like playing Mega Man Buster only. But like, it has sort of a beauty of it where, again, if you do in fact defeat a boss, you do manage to get to the next stage under those conditions, it's because you yourself did it. It's not because you exploited any sort of gameplay mechanic, you didn't like exploit any sort of AI or anything. Like, you fought for it and you earned it. And that's what I really like about this game. Like, it has all of that. But, I guess with nothing more to say, nothing more to show, this cat's got a scat.